What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. And we are here with our one-to-one. And today, we've got man like Adam from FUTV, Forever United. Make sure you subscribe. Link is in the title. Adam, how are you, man? International break. And you know what? Actually, a good time to just reflect and just take it in. Even though we're itching for the new manager to start, I feel like still refresh and re-energize. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's been a busy old 3 or 4 weeks, hasn't it? So I feel like it's only going to get busier now with the fixture pile up coming in. Obviously, we're entering festive fixture period as well. So I feel like this break has come probably, like, I don't like it. I'd rather be playing football, of course.
Yeah.
Like you said, mate, it's like, I just want to see what Amorim can do with this team. But I think we all just do need to have that collective moment, don't we? Just to look back and say, wow, what a difference that period was between this international break and the previous one.
Yeah.
And we look ahead. We look ahead with more optimism. And I think that's what we sort of needed this break for. It's like, take everything into consideration, what's happened, take it all in, give yourself a bit of a breather and get ready to go, because I feel like it's going to be full on, mate, as soon as we kick off again on the 24th.
That's what I feel like for me now. It's like we're using this time to learn about Amorim and what his system is, and you know, maybe look at a few of his clips and archives. And even though, you know, man like Ten Hag, he showed us a bit of Ajax ball, and then next thing you know, he came here, didn't deliver. We have to kind of understand them situations. But I think all in all, I think it's exciting times, man. Like genuinely, like, you know, the way he's come in, his openness, his freshness. Still, I haven't heard him yet in terms of press conferences, but you know what, like, I feel like this is different to Ten Hag, though. With Ten Hag, he was already established. This is very, very much the unknown in terms of he's young, like, bro, he's 39, bro. Like, he's a young, up-and-coming manager who's hungry. You know, people are getting excited because he wore a Montclair jacket. You know, that's how mad it is. I mean, it's true, though. It's crazy. Like, with Ten Hag, he just rocked up and, you know, and did what he had to do. Era's come to an end. This
Came in his Valentino trainers and his chinos, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ten Hag style.
Yo.
When you look at the difference, obviously, we know what Ten Hag was all about. Me and you were stood outside Old Trafford after he got that contract extension, and we were just talking through what could happen, what if this permutation came to fruition, and everything that could possibly go right and go wrong, and where we go from here, and what it meant by Ineos just extending Ten Hag's contract and not giving him one of their own. But now we've got a younger manager in, like you said. It's not a manager, it's a head coach, and it's an Ineos full-on employment, pretty much like everyone else is at the football club. And you only have to look at what they have done and who they've brought in and everything that's working, and you can clearly see working, because there has been a difference. Hopefully now the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle is a new head coach, a younger, a different look on football, a more, I would say, dynamic sort of look on it, a bit more intense style, and more suiting for what Sir Jim importantly said in that first interview that he came out with when he took over, that fast-flowing, attacking football. We want to see excitement, Saeed, mate, and hopefully Amorim and his team are going to come in, get to grip with his squad, and show us the way.
100%, man. And listen, the title of the video, people, is 5 things Amorim must change and fix. So we got 5 things that we've kind of just in the background before we went live brought up with. The first one, Adam, is the culture at Man United. Boy, this could go like and cover pretty much anything, really. But the culture at Man United, right, has always been winning, but winning with style. Yeah. We didn't get that with Ten Hag. We just got winning with the FA Cup and obviously the Carabao Cup. But when you kind of unpieced everything, and Kobe Mainoo was damning in his statement when he said, you know what, like, we won trophies, but we still didn't play well last season, and it wasn't a great season. The culture at Man United now for you, Ineos have come in. Is this almost like the right time to build like a new culture at United? One that isn't Fergie, one that might not be in terms of, you know, looking at you know, I'm not saying the traditions of Man United, but it's going to have to be a new way, and the United fans have to accept that it's a new culture at United now.
Yeah, I think within culture it covers every single different
Yeah,
department and area of the club, doesn't it? It's
yeah.
like it's like everyone says we got to play the United way. There's no such thing as the United way.
It's not exactly.
There was the Fergie way. There was the Samat Busby, the
Yeah,
Doherty, the Moyes, Van Gaal,
yeah.
Jose, Ollie, Van Gaal, Ten Hag, whoever you want to say. It's whoever is in charge of the team. It's their way. There's never been a set philosophy. It's just been
Never.
accepted that United were always entertaining. And that's because we
Yeah.
were lucky with the managers that we had and the football that they produced with the teams that they've had. There's been an acceptance over the last 10 years, which has just allowed managers to come in and dictate how Manchester United should be. And the culture has suffered from that, I feel, Saeed, more than anything. It's
Fact.
going from one style to another style to another style. So effectively, what is the culture at Manchester United? It's let's just bring in anybody who looks good that can make United play better
Yeah.
with no substance, with no actual tactics or plan at all. It is basically just let the managers come in, do what they want to do, try and win games the way that they want to win them. And we've just lost our way completely. Look, a
Facts.
culture and a style is a Madrid, it's a
Yeah.
Barcelona, a Bayern Munich. They never change. They never change. They dictate how them coaches and managers are going to play before they even come in. You must do this. We have just got to grips with this now. Obviously, we've set our we've set our levels. We want to win the league in 2008, 2028. So we've
Yeah.
got 4 years to start playing a brand of football that will produce performances to get the wins and obviously win that title.
Yeah.
It's all right getting the odd win like we did here and there and scraping up to fourth. Without a culture and a style of play and a consistency, you're never going to challenge for the best trophies. We know that. We've been in a big flux for a decade, mate. And no one knows. So Ineos have just looked at it and gone, this was a mess, that was a mess. We didn't know what they were doing or what they were doing. All the staff have gone. All the coaches have gone. Everything above has gone, the board level, everything has been completely ripped up. We're changing Carrington, we're refixing Old Trafford in different places. They've just basically just drawn a line under everything and started afresh from this season. And it's been a disaster because we had one piece left from that old culture, and that was the manager in Ten Hag. And now even he's gone. So it's now time to imprint their style and system and what they want to do and how they want to build United going forwards. And Amorim has been brought in with that in mind, and he will know what Ineos want because these are what these conversations would have been, Saeed. So he knows what Ineos wants. That's why they've brought him in. Let's see them work together, and hopefully he can change the culture around United and say, look, yeah, that's your shirt number. I'm going to put number 65 on today, though, because I think he'll fit the system better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It needs to be that, mate. That's what I think culture. If you said culture to every Manchester United fan, they would say, oh, yeah, it's just the same old names, getting the same places in the side, player FC. That's what people would associate culture with.
And also,
change that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, just in general, like, Sky Sports and all these corporations taking a mick at United and seeing them as a tool to kind of, you know what I mean? And and we're always the ones that get bantered the most. So we're in the news. Like, we want to be in the news for the right reasons. And that's what the culture should embed. So yeah, you know what? That's the first one starting off right. This one here is a big one. Earn the right to play. And I say that because it should be a formality, Adam, that you should earn the right to play, right? But at United, we've not seen that because everyone's either got their position through by default because someone else has not played well, or what Ten Hag did was, we're going to play you into good form. No. If we see players are playing well, and for me as well, Adam, I don't want to be hearing training as well for me. Like, I want to be seen on the pitch because me and you, we don't see training. So how are we ever going to know what happens in training? We can see odd clips, and Adam, you might be seeing them when you go to get access and whatnot. But for us, like, I'm like, bro, I don't see training, so I need to see it on the pitch. So I need to see that people earn the right to play. Rashford or whoever, or just in general, any player included in the squad, if they're going through a bad form, which Rashford is at a minute, you get dropped. If someone's not playing well, if someone's playing well and they're not getting opportunities, then why? What's happening here? So please earn the right to play. Because I see other clubs. Phil Foden is a big example. If he's not playing well, Pep will just bench him. Bench him.
Yeah. That comes under you could target that as standards, mate.
Yeah.
Change the standards. That's what
Change
it
the
is.
standards, yeah.
Yeah, these are my standards. You will abide by these standards. You play up to these standards, or you
Yeah.
don't play. It's as simple as that. It comes into the culture side of things again, but I think you can just sub sort of label this as like a standards. This is what I expect. An expectation level for Manchester United is to finish top 4 this season. If you don't, as a team, get to that mark, then in the summer we will look at the individual performances, which we have been looking at also along the way within this team throughout the rest of this season, and then make a decision whether you are right for this club or not, and you will be moved on. If you can't be moved on, you will be in the reserves. You will be in the next team up, let's just say, the ones that will come in and replace people on the bench. And you're going to have to live with that. That's how it is going to be. So again, he has to set the standards. And if he lowers himself down to what the likes of Ten Hag were doing, then all of these players will survive. Because Ten Hag was having us that finishing 8th was good because we got the FA Cup. And we was actually progressing this season, sat in 14th. So all of these players, if you're listening to that manager, are thinking, we're doing all right here. We're doing all right. No,
doing all right, yeah.
What have they got to play for if they feel like they're going to get in that side every single week for the way that they're playing? So if he sets the standard and says, look, that was shit. You're not getting back in the side playing like that. Change. Otherwise, you're out. This is what has to happen now. So I would label this one actually as the new standards at the football club, mate, more than anything else.
Yeah. Because they've been poor, man, and certain players think that they can get away with it, man, and just, you know what, it's all good because I've got the manager behind me, and there isn't, the standards, like you said there, are not good, and for me, it's like, bro, like, you put on that United shirt should be a privilege, man. Shouldn't be something that it's just like, when things are just like given now. I feel like the United shirt's become a given because it's like, it's not been earned. Like, I remember players having to suffer for first team football. Now, it's like, we're just, cool. You get to play even more. And that can't be right, man. And certain players, that have been playing well have not been given the opportunities, and I hope that Amorim looks at that and says, you know what? That part there must not happen. It must not go on, because if it does, I'm going to be the next one to be, get dismissed, because the players don't get sacked. You get sacked, my friend. As long as the players are in contract, you will get sacked. So, standards at the football club, Amorim must fix that as well.
Yeah.
Third one is a big one. They're all big, but to be fair, this is one that's affected us. Injuries.
Yep. Massive.
Bro, oh my God, man. Because it's a myth that there was injuries, there was the manager causing them, the players weren't doing their jobs. It's, bro, like, I can't, like, if we under Amorim just don't get injuries here, that's going to be a huge success. Obviously, there will be injuries here and there, but I'm talking about these ridiculous muscle injuries that happen in training, Adam.
They're the ones, mate. Yep. Dead right to pinpoint this as an issue that needs rectifying. Funnily enough, as soon as he's walking through the door, everyone's getting fit. So there is that full-on clean slate in this. So I think when he comes in, he's bringing all of his sports science, his medical team, all of the people that he wants around, that he feels will give him the best opportunity to play the intense football that he wants to play. He's bringing him with him. So they will assess. They will assess everybody. How have these players been training under Ten Hag? What were they doing? Yeah. There was a lot of moaning about the extra training sessions. Ten Hag would use a defeat as an excuse to take away the players' day off and make them train the next day. He did it every single time, and he was losing the players' faith. And if you're not fully invested into doing something that you didn't expect to be doing, i.e. another training session, you're not wholeheartedly in it, you're not going to condition yourself best to go into that. And I think it's mindset as well. I think it's mindset with a lot of the injuries and injury situations. If the players feel comfortable and know that their bodies are recovering, then they'll feel more confident in training. They'll feel more confident in playing. And you know what? When you are half-hearted when in anything that you do in sport-wise side, you know yourself, you're going to get more injuries. And the muscle injuries, I think, were just, they had to be off the back of training too hard. These players had
Bro.
multiple games, and we were just overtraining, I feel, because every single week we were hearing about another muscle injury, another injury. It was getting ridiculous. So let's try and figure out why this is happening. Do you know what? Like you said, Saeed, look, injuries happen. There's nothing we can do about it. Nothing at all we can do about it. But we can limit the opportunity of it actually happening continuously. We can stop it in a way off. I'll make it difficult for these players to get the injuries, is probably what I'm trying to say. By monitoring each player individually, making sure that everyone's programmed on their own. Sometimes you can't train as a team. Not every single player can train the same way.
That's a big thing as well, you know.
To balance it.
Yeah. That Mount is, like, I'm sorry, man. And as much as, you know, Mount, I want to try and see, he might have a new fresh start here. But, bro, he is literally been injured, came back, injured, came back, injured. Like, bro, forget Luke Shaw. Like, Mason Mount, like, is a worry for me because I'm like, bro, are you all right? Like, what's going on with you, bro?
It is, mate. You wonder, don't you?
Yeah. So that one there, injuries is a big, big, big must.
Huge.
This one here is one that some managers have got right, some managers haven't. You know what I mean? And it's been very, very difficult. Ten Hag came in and said, yo, guys, I can't play the Ajax way. This one here, creating a playing style. And some people might think, you know what? Create a playing style. What are you talking about? Every manager has their own playing style. But I'm talking about in terms of having an identity that you can see every week. We go to Old Trafford, right? I know what we're getting. We go there, we're playing a 3-4-3. You can see the fullbacks overlapping. You can see the 10s tucking in and creating scenarios and situations. We can see that there's patterns being played and patterns that are sustainable, but also consistent and also repetitive. I don't mind repetitive football as long as we get the ball back in the net and we're enjoying it, you know? And that's what we want. But that's a big thing that managers have come in, Adam, and they failed to deliver, you know? Or they've done it for a bit and then they've just shoom. Bye-bye.
That's exactly it. Your own identity. So we've spoken about this before, haven't we? With like Ineos saying that they want an attacking, free-flowing style of football. Now,
yes,
Amorim's been brought in as a head coach to provide that, and he cannot turn off from that vision. He cannot like take a detour or just fall into that same trap that every other manager has. Like, we just have to do something that these players can do. It's like, if they do not fit into the system, there will be someone else that will step in. I can think off the top of my head right now of easily 13 players that will fit the intense style football that Amorim wants to play. I know that there's players in this squad that can do it. So there's no excuse not to go straight in. Play your three at the back straight away. Look, boys, this is what we're doing. There's no integration. This is Man United. We're in a ridiculous position in the league. We're going to change it to get back up there. You're playing this way. You're a professional footballer. Deal with it. Wing backs, you're going to have to work harder. Deal with it. We'll help you prepare and properly condition your bodies into playing at wing back and doing that a little bit more. If we feel like you can't do it, we've got replacements there because we're going to rotate and we're still going to carry on playing this way. So it's up to you to condition yourself to last longer and prove to us that you can do it for more games. Otherwise, there's going to be someone else who comes in that will do it, and he will probably take your place the next time that we're starting out in the next starting lineup. And that, I feel, is how he has to do it. Stick to his philosophy. Stick to what he knows and what he wants to do and what has worked for him. Don't fall into the Man United trap of this squad telling you we can't do that. We can't do it this way. It's his way. Otherwise, he will fail. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And that's so key, man, because you've seen players that say, you know what, I don't want to do it. I don't want to press, guys. I don't want to do this. And no, you know what I mean? And that kind of aligns with the standards of the football club in terms of, like, if you, man, can't do this and you can't play his way, get out, man. Get out, mate. Because if you can't do it and you can't hack it, this is why I think, Adam, it's a trial, you know, to the end of the season for every player.
You did right.
Whether you like generally, people might say, you know, Lenny Yoro and all these guys are going to be okay. Like, generally, bro, like, everyone's on trial. Like, it's a clean slate. And the manager will have that feeling that, you know what, like, as much as I know your quality and you know you're good, if you don't do well in my system, then you ain't that guy, bro. So
Yeah.
and I hope that's consistent with him, and I hope that he embodies that and he translates that to the players, because he's got a good grasp of English. That's one thing that we can understand now, is that the English is on point. It's no
Communication.
you know what I mean? There's no disrespect. Like, there's none of that. Like, it's bland. You've been at press conferences. It's bland. If you're hearing someone at a press conference, right, and they're struggling to give you a good answer that you can actually say, you know what, I gained a lot from that. What do you expect from these guys in training when you're hearing about positions and switching? Come on, bro.
You have to believe, don't you? I mean, I didn't believe in what he was saying. I don't think any of the media believed in what he was saying. So you've got to look at the players when he's telling them something, and then they're looking at where they are in the league and all their teammates playing for their national teams, and none of our players getting into that England side because we're that crap. You've got to start thinking, this guy's not got it right. Like, there's something wrong with this, and then you lose belief, don't you? Like, you're wearing a United shirt, and this guy's telling you that 13th's all right in the league, and just winning the odd domestic cup is okay. Communication, like, honestly, convincing the players that you're the right man to take them forward. That is, I think that's the same at every single club, but I think it's even more important at Manchester United right now, because I do believe there's a lot of these players that have lost belief in themselves and their own ability. I think Marcus Rashford is a prime example of that. He just looks like a man that he's lost in every single part of his life right now. He just doesn't look like a happy guy at all. And his football is showing that. And he's not taking these moments or taking advantage of the managers giving him the opportunity. He's just taking it. He's taking it for granted. And he's taking the fan reaction for granted with it as well, because I'm seeing more and more people turn on him now. And it can only take you so far being a Manchester lad and academy graduate. It can. And there's a player there that's got something in him. He really has got the talent to go all of the way. We've seen it years before, but if it's not coming out and we cannot get it out of him like other managers, this isn't on Amorim, by the way. If Rashford doesn't want to play or cannot get himself up to play this way, then I'm sorry, this is where the curtain's drawn, and Rashford's career at United ends.
Yeah, absolutely. And the final one, guys, is connecting with the fans. And in terms of himself, his ego, just in general, like, his connection with the fans is a big thing, because we have had a split within the fan base between managers always, like, and it happens at every club. But I think for me, like, that kind of toxic culture, and, you know, that toxic kind of maybe positive versus toxicity and negativity versus positivity. But then we just need to understand that, you know what, we don't need to be talking about everything. Like, we need to be talking about football, not this happened, that happened. Oh, look at the way he's saying this. And, like, just connecting with the fans and say, you know what, as much as I might not get it right, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to get it right. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going for a rough patch, you know what, this is what we're going to do. This is not happened. This has happened. You know, just understand it, because I think that key communication to the fan base is so key. You don't want to be hearing Harry Potter and dynamic. We play the most dynamic football after literally getting beat by this club, or hearing about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just think for me, it's understanding that you know what you're doing without having to overdo it and over kind of explain yourself as well.
Yeah, I think, you know what, to round this off, if he gets 1 to 4 right, then 5 will come easy.
Yes.
Character, everything will come out of it. Look, the only way that we see that connection with the fans is if we see the players on board with Amorim. If we look at players that aren't putting their effort in, then we automatically question it. We talk about it on shows. We're talking about, why is there a problem? Why is he reacting this way? Why is he not happy? Is something wrong behind the scenes?
Facts.
If Amorim can get these players on board and do what he does, and Ineos back him with the players that aren't doing it, getting rid of them, then automatically everything comes together. The culture changes, the chemistry, the connection with the fans, communication, everything that we've spoken about, everybody's on board with it. And when the players and manager are on board, the fans will be on board, and they can see that connection there automatically. It's always been there, Saeed. It's just we've been given swerve balls to try and navigate and get around, because we're hearing stupid things come out, things that are said about Manchester United, leaks coming out, issues all of the time.
Facts.
Get them first 4 right, which is what we are aiming for, the connection will come instantly, mate. It will be something that we realize was there all the time, I feel. And it comes like he is that likable sort of guy. He has got character. He really does. He is charismatic. He's a bubbly, laughing, upbeat sort of guy. But trust me, that will all change if Manchester United gets to grip with him, like it has with other managers. Don't allow it. Just be you. Tell the fans this is still what we're doing. Be real. The connection with the fans is being honest and real. And you know what? The fans would listen to him and go, I don't like this football. I think it's not working. And then he comes out in the press conference and says, it's not worked today. Something wasn't right. We're going to go away. We're going to work on this. And we're going to try and prove to everybody that we are doing the right things. We're on the right pathway. And we're going to come back and keep trying and making sure we keep adjusting and going down this pathway. And we will get there. Not that this is all right. This player played well. Look at the amount of clean sheets we've got. Let's just look at the league table. And you can see the progress. And we've played fantastic football all season. Don't talk garbage. I think that's one of the easiest.
Don't talk garbage.
Be real, Saeed. If he's real and he's honest, the connection's there automatically.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. So, guys, there you have it. 5 things that we want Amorim to fix at Man United, man. Are they, for me, things that he could achieve? Let me know. Have we been a bit harsh on some of them? Is it attainable? Is it achievable? Let me know in the comments below, man. But Adam, if he can sort them 5 things out, bloody hell, we've got a manager on our hands, mate. I'm telling you.
Mate. Head coach.
Flying. There you go. Head coach. Guys, Adam, check out Adam's content for Every United TV. Let them know what you got coming up. Anything that you want to say.
I've just launched a Academy player special on my channel. That's gone out today. We've got more with Alice Talks Football coming up tomorrow as well. And then obviously we've got all the weekend news. And then we're on countdown to Amorim's first game next week.
First game, Ipswich Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. It's going to be amazing, guys. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed this video, please give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to FU TV. Subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.